What does accessibility mean for educators? It's the process of designing courses, resources, and developing a teaching style that is inclusive for everyone. Equal access for students no matter their background, ability, or learning style. We must reduce and overcome barriers surrounding digital content, as there is no one way to teach. People learn in a variety of ways, and making accessible content is the first step. Since a change in the law last year, it is now your responsibility to check the teaching materials you produce have the maximum accessibility for your learners. But don't panic, remember to CH.I.L.L. CH.I.L.L is a snappy acronym of the top 5 things to remember when making your resources accessible. Regardless of the technology you're using, whether it's a PowerPoint, OneNote, web resource, or a Word document to produce your teaching materials, it is important to remember to CH.I.L.L. Colour and contrast, headings and content, images, links, language. C is for colour and contrast. In your resources, make sure the colours you use have enough contrast between the text and background. If the text in your document is hard to read or to distinguish from the background, something needs changing. You should also avoid using colour as the only means of conveying information. An easy way to find out if you are getting it right is to use the accessibility checker. By having a high level of contrast between text and background, you are making your resources more accessible to a wider range of people. H is for headings and content. Use heading styles in your documents, such as H1, H2, H3. This will help structure and organise your content. Use a simple font and follow the rules for colour we have already covered. Keep content clear, short and simple, putting information into smaller chunks using headings, titles and subtitles will all help. For example, in Word, utilise heading styles found in the Home tab ribbon. In PowerPoint, create a reading order for content in your slides and make use of the Bring to Front and Send to Back options. If you're going to use tables, keep them simple using column headers. Avoid merge cells or split cells, nested tables and completely blank rows or columns. Doing these things will make it easier for screen readers to read your documents in a logical order. I is for images. When adding any visual content in your teaching materials, this could be pictures, graphics, charts, embedded objects and videos. You need to use alternative alt text. Adding alt text will mean there is an alternative description of the image for people who are unable to view it. If the image contains essential information, the alt text should reflect this, or identify if it is simply for aesthetics. You should also avoid using text in images. However, if you do, make sure you repeat that text in the document. This facilitates those people using screen readers or text-only browsers. It can also come in handy if the image fails to load. Using accessibility checkers will help find any you may have missed. L is for links. When adding links to your resources, make sure you add an accurate and meaningful title. If needed, add screen tips to describe it further. This then appears when you hover over it with the mouse. Avoid using click here, as this is not informative and will not be helpful for people using a screen reader, as it does not contain information and where the link will take them. L is for language. The language you use should be clear and uncomplicated. Avoid jargon, unexplained acronyms, and being overly complex. This will help anyone where English isn't their first language, or if they have any learning difficulties. If you are concise, people will understand you more easily, and screen readers won't have any issues. Try reading it out loud, or use the immersive reader to read it to you, just to make sure it all makes sense. And there you have it, CH.I.L.L. Colour and contrast, headings and content, images, links, language. Making your resources accessible means it should be in a format that allows for the students to get the best cognitive experience, promoting independent learning, and there is lots of tools out there to help, like Accessibility Checker, Immersive Reader, Dictation, Read Aloud, and Ease of Access, to name a few. Keep an eye out for the accessibility icon in your software, and remember, when it comes to accessibility, just chill.